Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Thursday, November 29th, 2018. Later today, the first game of NFL Week 13, and it'll be hosted by Dallas, the city with the 13 gematria, as well as the 41 gematria, the 13th prime number. And for some other 13s and NFC matchups, Saints and Cowboys, NFC's 13, NFL's 13, TNF for Thursday Night Football's 13. And don't forget the gematria of the word 13. It's 99 like Drew Brees. It's 45 also like Drew Brees, also like New Orleans. Tonight for the Cowboys, it's going to be Dak Prescott's 45th game all time. And if he were to pull out a win tonight, it would probably be the biggest regular season win of his career. Week 13 also has the gematria 64 like New Orleans Saints. With regards to it being Dak's 45th game, he's 28-16. He could potentially pick up his 29th win on the 29th. He could also get his 9th home loss. And the thing about that is 45 is the 9th triangular number. His record would also become 14-9 at home, kind of like 149, which is the 35th prime number. Make a note about that here. 149, the 35th prime, QB equals 35, Catholic equals 35. And we know the Saints have the most clear Catholic symbolism in the league. I want to show you just how well synced up this game is with the Pope. It's pretty amazing. Saw that earlier this year. The genocide ritual on Christopher Columbus Day couldn't have been any more perfectly synced with the Pope. The date numerology today, 78, big Jesuit number. Pope Francis, the Jesuit Pope. 51 date numerology. Now, what's interesting about that, and oh, by the way, where I color-coded red and blue, red is something that's favorable for the Cowboys, or excuse me, red is something that's favorable for the Saints. Blue is something that's favorable for the Cowboys. Somebody asked if I could color code the variables for which way they favor a team. And I did that this week. Some things I just left black because they're interesting, but sort of neutral. I wouldn't lean one way or the other because of it. One thing that's nice for the Cowboys this week is the 51 thing, because 51 date numerology, if the Cowboys won, they'd become 5-1 at home, and the Saints would fall to 5-1 on the road. So that is interesting. I guess I should point out that Pope Francis is 58 in light of the Jesuit Pope rituals. We got 58 date numerology as well. Today's the 333rd day of the year, leaving 32 days remaining. America equals 32. NFL equals 32. They call the Cowboys America's team. Brees was the 32nd pick of his respective draft, and the name Brees is also 32, as in Drew Brees. From today's game to the Pope's upcoming 82nd birthday is a span of 19 days. With the alphabetic order, Saints equals 82. And with the alphabetic order and numerology, Saints equals 19. Arlington, Texas, where the game is 82. Vesica Piscis, the shape of the football, also 82. And in light of the Pope, the word Pope equals 52. Arlington's 52. 6 equals 52. This will be the Saints' 6th road game. They could become 6-0 on the road. The over-under all week has been right about 52, 51.5 and 52. And this is the Saints' 52nd season. So no wonder they've had these big tributes with the Pope. What else is very interesting is if you write out November 29th, it sums to 266, like how Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. And I'll also point out that September 23rd, there were NFL games on this day this year. Notice it's the day leaving 99 days left in the year. The word record equals 99. It's the 99th NFL season. Drew Brees set his first record of this season on this date. That's also the 266th day of the year. So just reminding that we saw a big tribute for Drew Brees earlier this year on September 23rd. pull up that game real quick. Played the Falcons. Drew Brees set his first passing record of the season. I believe that was the completions. So it's Thursday night football. Again, Thursday night football equals 257, the 55th prime number. 55 is the number that has strong relationships with 10. 55 is the 10th triangular number. It's the 10th Fibonacci number. Let's write up this note here real quick. Remember those prime relationships. The thing about 10 is the Saints are on a 10-game winning streak. They lost their first game against the Bucs. They've won 10 straight. 10 also has a relationship with 39. With the alphabetic order, when you write out 10, it sums to 39. Drew Brees is 39. 10 commandments from the 39 books of the Old Testament. Could the Saints' winning streak be shut down at 10 tonight? If it was, they'd fall to 10-2, and Cowboys does equal 102. So things to consider. Thursday night football equals 95. We're going to talk about how Dak Prescott could fall to 9-5 in November in this game. What's interesting about that? 112, the Jesuits operate in 112 countries. TNF, again, is 41-13, just like Dallas. And with regards to 13, a big one is the Cowboys lead the all-time series against the Saints 16-12. And that means the Saints could get their 13th win to start week 13. Again, 13 equals 45, like New Orleans, like Drew Brees, like Dak Prescott's 45th game total. Notice it will be the 29th game in the series on November 29th. If the Cowboys lost, they'd be stuck at 16 wins, 53, the 16th prime. And here we are in the year of Super Bowl 53. So I would say that's a favorable thing to look at in terms of the Saints. The Cowboys could be stuck on 16, and this season concluding with Super Bowl 53. Again, a lot of rhyme and reason for them to pick up the 13th win, the Saints, in Dallas 13 to start NFL Week 13 on TNF 13. To date, the Saints are 4-10 at Dallas. Dallas has done very well. That said, 4 of the last 5 matchups in Dallas, the Saints have won. Remember, the Saints used to be the god-awful team, the Aints. They never won. In more recent years, the Saints have done well in Dallas. They've won 4 of the last 5. However, the last match in Dallas was September 28, 2014, and the Cowboys did win that game 17-38. 55 score. Now they're meeting again on TNF. That was also a date with 71 numerology, the big Catholic number, and that number has been very favorable for the Saints this year. Again, if the Saints lost, they would fall to 10-2 on the season. 10-2, kind of like 102, and Cowboys is 102. If the Cowboys lost, they would fall to 6-6, like 66, the 11th triangular number. And here we are playing on 11-29. 29 in numerology is 2 plus 9 is 11. The Saints would also pick up their 11th game as well. When you write out 66 as a word, it sums to 49, like Dallas, like Jason Garrett. I should also point out Revelation, because Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. And next week, the Cowboys face the team from Philadelphia, named from Revelation. Eagles is also 49. You can make that note here too. So the record would make sense for the Cowboys to be 6-6 and head into Philadelphia next week. Again, named from the 66th book of the Bible, Revelation. This game is 66 days before the Super Bowl today. Another big one. First Super Bowl was in the 66-67 season. Today's also a span of 67 days to the Super Bowl. 67 is the 19th prime, Saints 19. Remember, we talked about how Battle of New Orleans equals 99 before this season began. That was the battle that ended the War of 1812. This season began with a score of 18-12. The Falcons, who were hosting the Super Bowl, lost to the Eagles, who are the defending Super Bowl champions. The War of 1812 ended with the Battle of New Orleans. We picked up on this before the season began. We said, could the Saints be the team? I think tonight we're going to get a big clue if to that could be. You know, we're starting to see some fat riddles come through with Mike Ditka and the Chicago Bears, who are in their 99th season. Ditka did coach the Saints. So tonight, I think the way this lines up, we're going to get a big clue about the Super Bowl. And don't forget that Dallas equals 49, Super Bowl 49, NFL 49, America 49. The Saints, if they won tonight, they'd get their 360th win. Circle, 360 degrees. Circle has that gematria of 50, like America, also like Super Bowl, also like San Francisco, who hosted the golden anniversary of the Super Bowl 50. So let's see if the Saints can pick up their 360th regular season win tonight. If they did, they'd stay at 433 losses, which is the 84th prime number. 84, big number with the Jesuits, Masonry, the United States of America. Pope Francis has the 84 birth numerology. Sean Payton going for his 116th win tonight on Thursday. Thursday equals 116. This is the Cowboys' 59th season. 59 is the 17th prime. To bring it back to the overall record, the Cowboys could get their 17th win in the series. There are some numbers that suggest it's possible. The 10-2 is a big one. That was a big one. And this date numerology of 51, you know, it's what makes the Saints not a lock, because there is a riddle on the board for the Cowboys. But as you can see, based on this analysis, I mean, a lot more things are pointing to the Saints. The Cowboys could get their 509th regular season win tonight. 509. That's the 97th prime. 97 is the 25th prime. Pope does equal 25. Could it be more fitting for them to get that in the land of Philadelphia from Revelation, however? I just wonder, because Revelation is 59. See? Theoretically, you could make the argument, though, that if they got in the 509th win, they could head into Philadelphia. But I think the 6 and 6 is a stronger thing. Again, Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. So. Drew Brees, it's his 273rd game all time. He's 159 and 113. Dallas equals 113. With a win, he would stay on 113 losses. In the regular season, Drew Brees, it's his 260th game. He's 152 and 107. Religion has this gematria of 260. And he could get his 153rd win tonight. Holy Bible 153, the Bible 153. That's the 17th triangular number. He would be at 107 losses, something like 17. To date, Drew Brees is 5-3 against the Cowboys. And again, when we use these stats, we have to keep in mind that Pro Football Reference does consider games where a QB doesn't start. Brees has been a starter most of his career, so the number is likely accurate. If Brees lost, he would fall to 5-4. Drew Brees is 54. New Orleans is also 54. That said, he could become 6-3, get that 6th win, and improve to 6-0. And remember, 6 connects to 52, a big number on the game, and a number relevant to the Pope. It is his 9th game as well against the Cowboys. 45, the 9th triangular number. He's 19-12 against the NFC East. Again, this is Pro Football Reference, and sometimes they add in games that shouldn't really be there. But assuming this is correct, what is interesting is that he could pick up his 13th loss to start Week 13 against the NFC East and lose it in Dallas 13. So on prime time, again, Pro Football Reference, he's 31-18. He could get his 32nd win on the day, leaving 32 days left in the year. Again, America's 32. Breeze is 32. He was the 32nd pick of the draft. Could also get his 19th loss in primetime. Saints 19. But I think the 32 thing makes more sense here, and to stay at 18 losses in 2018. Breeze is 6-6 on Thursday. If he fell to 6-7, it would be the 19th prime, the Saints number. I don't know if I should really say that that's favorable to the Cowboys. That's just an observation. But I did give him the blue color coding. It's Dak's 45th game again. He's 28-16 and 14-8 at home. We went over this. He could get his 29th win on the 29th, or he could get his 9th home loss, falling to 14-9. It's Dak's 44th regular season game. He's 28-15 and 14-8 at home. Saints has that gematria of 44, facing the Saints for his 44th regular season game. Dak has never faced the Saints before. He's 2-2 against the NFC South. He's 21-11 against the NFC. I guess I'll make a note here that Dallas does equal 22. He could potentially get his 22nd win in Dallas. He's 11-4 on primetime. He's 4-1 on Thursday. And he does have a chance to improve to 5-1. Again, with the 51 date numerology. Dak's 9-4 in November. He could fall to 9-5. November 29th equals 94 and 95. And remember, Thursday night football also equals 95. Today's 318 days after Bree's birthday, span of 319. That's 45 weeks and days. Today's 123 days, or a span of 124 after Dak's birthday. Prescott has the gematria of 116 like Thursday, just a note. It's Jason Garrett's 132nd game, the coach of the Cowboys. Catholic Church equals 132, and the Catholic Bible's 73 books long. He could pick up his 59th loss. Pope Francis has gematria of 58 and 59. Put that in here real quick so you can see that. Pope Francis, 59 and 58. So it would be very Catholic numbers to stay at 73 wins in his 132nd game. Keep in mind, 73 is the 21st prime. Bible is 21. Dak Prescott is also 132. Another important point. They got the 74th win. Dallas Cowboys 74. For Sean Payton, it's his 188th game, and that's a big number with the Bavarian Illuminati. Earlier this year, somebody showed me up. They called in and said, "Oh, Zach, if all these games go this way, it'll be a big tribute to the Bavarian Illuminati." I said, "Well, that's interesting, but I think maybe that's a little bit abstract." But then he was right. All those games did go that way, and I was on the wrong side of that equation. The Bavarian Illuminati was established with 13 families on a date with 99 numerology, and we know about the relationship between 13 and 99. And don't forget, the United States was named on September 9th, 99, 132 days after the establishment of the Bavarian Illuminati. But the Bavarian Illuminati was also established May 1st, 5-1, and there is a big chance for the 5-1 riddle tonight. That would mean the Cowboys won the game. So, you know, the numbers that are more important to the Bavarian Illuminati are 13 and 99, more so than 51, and the 13 definitely goes in favor of the Saints picking up their 13th win to start Week 13. Peyton can also get his 116th win on Thursday. Thursday is the day of the week that sums to 116. The distance and birthdays for the coaches, nothing jumped out at me so much there, except for this game is a span of, hold on. It's not supposed to say 11 weeks in one day. It's supposed to be 11 months in one day. Here, let me pull up Sean Payton's birthday. His birthday is December 29th. So that's 11 months later today. If you count the span, it becomes 11 months and one day, like how he could become 11-1 on the season. Also, like how he can pick up his 11th win. Notice he's 54, like New Orleans, like Drew Brees. Also, looking at the schedule ahead, again, the Cowboys face the Eagles. To me, it makes a lot of sense for the Cowboys to walk in there 6-6. Philadelphia named in the 66th book of the Bible. That game's on December 9th. And just for the reminder, synagogue is 129. And in the Bible, there's a letter written to the church of Philadelphia about the synagogue of Satan. America in Jewish gematria is also 129. Cowboys at the synagogue, America's team. For the Saints, their next game is against the Bucks. And remember, the next game's against the Panthers, too. I'm going to show you something about their Super Bowl season in 2009 in light of these three games, Cowboys, Bucks, Panthers. But their next game's against the Bucks. And theoretically, if they won against the Cowboys, they'd get their 11th win. And if they beat the Bucks, who they lost to in Week 1, that'll be a rematch coming 13 weeks later. But if they got this win, they'd get their 12th win of the season. Buccaneers equals 37, the 12th prime. What's going through my head, though, is, could the Saints finish this season with 13 wins? 13 connects to the 99th NFL season. It connects to Drew Brees' name. It connects to New Orleans. So that would have some rhyme and reason. If they picked up a loss tonight against the Cowboys and fell to 10-2, which is possible, they would have to lose one more game the rest of the season to win 13. If they win tonight, it means that in their remaining 4 games, they could drop 2. And a lot of times, top teams will lose a game at the end of the season because they're benching their guys because they've already clinched the spot they want. All right, so here's our caller right here. I call him Picks Money. Let me make sure we got your volume boosted. I don't have the speaker hooked up, but I think people will be able to hear you. All right, what are you thinking?
Did you correct it? Because I didn't watch all your stuff. Did you correct? You keep saying Cowboys playing in Philly. They play in Dallas next week.
Cowboys next week play in Philadelphia.
Week 14?
They play Philadelphia next week. The Cowboys' next game's against Philadelphia. The game's in Dallas, but they play Philadelphia next week, which was what I meant to say.
Yeah, but being home matters too because AT&T Stadium equals 29, and this Sunday makes 29 days remaining to the end of the year. That's why it's tricky to me.
Today, there's 32 days to the end of the year today.
Yeah, but Sunday, that's when they get a tribute for the week. I've been paying attention to the patterns. It's just, man, I think Zach truly, guys, this doesn't go down to money, man, because I think Vegas gonna pull a swindle, Zach, because you did it against the code. It's both ways. So what Vegas gonna do, dog? Wherever the money goes, well, and then it's just that's how they're gonna do it. It's even sided. It's like this game hard to bet on. So
Well, for the future weeks, it makes sense for the Saints to win tonight.
Yeah.
The 6-6 thing is just so strong with Philadelphia, and then it makes sense for the Saints to get their 12th win against the Bucks and get the revenge match. I mean, that makes sense because Bucks 37, the 12th prime. The two things that are big for the Cowboys tonight. Again, just coming back to that record, where's it at? If the Saints lose, they fall to 10-2, and Cowboys is 102, and both teams become 5-1 respectively. Away record, home record on the date with 51 numerology. So,
yeah.
But I think a lot lines up here. This whole riddle with the Pope is really hard to overlook. So
yeah, true. I agree with you. I agree. And then also, it's like it's just tough, man. So that means that Saints on the road twice, right? Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 71.
Oh, hold on. Let me make this point. When you called in, I was about to make the last point. The year that the Saints won the Super Bowl 9 years ago, again, 9 are related with 45, they lost to the Cowboys, the Bucks, and the Panthers to close out their season. So it was weeks 15, 16, 17. It couldn't be the exact same as 9 years ago, but it is interesting that they play these same teams in consecutive weeks.
So to piggyback on that, Zach, because 12-9 has 59-day numerology. Drew Brees is down 159 wins. Okay? December 9th, when you write it out, equals 10 with 69 wins. Brees walking with 69 away wins, 8-win season. Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 71. He can stay on 71 overall away wins. Texas equals 66. So he gets 66 away loss tonight overall. So,
that is a good point there.
Man.
That is a good point. So.
Yeah. So, it's like, and remember, Zach, I told you, remember what I discussed last week? Remember, I was foreshadowing. I was like, man, he could lose 2 in a row, get that 109, because in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium equals 109. So I'm thinking he lose 2 and they'll lose no more until he gets the Super Bowl. So
it is a thought. I have a feeling the Saints will finish with 13 wins. So where are they going to pick up these 2 losses?
Yeah, they're going to pick up 2 losses. Because look, Zach, this is what I was saying. Now I remember. I'm like, well, fuck. If they beat Dallas, like, they're going to lose to the Bucks. Like, because it's like the numbers show. Because Florida equals 65, Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 71, Tampa, Florida equals 73. So they got Sean Payton got 72 losses. I'm like, the fuck, man. So it's tricky, man. It's tricky.
Yeah, Thursday night football has easily been the hardest night of the week so far this NFL season. So.
Yep, because it was so easy. It was so easy in the past.
It was always easy in the past. I don't know what's going on this year, but something's up with this year. So.
Yeah, they're making it tricky. Well, the only thing I feel, Zach, I like the Saints. I truly do, because 23 is the 9th prime. Dak Prescott get his 9th loss to his 23rd home game. Fox equals 9. He played on Fox tonight. So I like that thing for the Saints.
Thursday night football's on Fox tonight?
Yeah, it's on Fox. You got to yeah, TVs, man.
I didn't realize they switched it up. NBC's had it all year, haven't they?
No. They do. Look it up real quick on ESPN. Go look on ESPN.
Okay.
What it say?
I'm sure you're right. I just didn't realize that. I didn't realize that Fox is carrying it this year. Is this the first year Fox has had Thursday night football?
Fox always have it.
Yeah, it is on Fox. And the NFL Network.
Yep, the NFL equals 46.
Fox is also 45. Fox, so 45, that fits in with that 45-9 theme, 13.
Yeah. And I want everybody to pay attention to that tonight. You'll see that I'm right about that. The TVs matter. I guarantee you. I'm telling you.
Oh, I've seen it before, especially with ESPN. ESPN, I've seen it many times in the past and talked about it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Because look, like tonight, it's off subject. I played a two-pick, right? I played the Lakers, which good job on that coach, Zach. Good job. I played the Lakers, and then I played Toronto last week. Well, Toronto was, I think, 17-4. Well, I knew they were going to get their 18th win because they play on TNT tonight. TNT equals 18. So I knew they were going to walk in with the 18. And sure enough, I was right. So they playing on TNT tonight. Toronto playing Golden State. TNT equals 18. So.
Oracle's got the 54 thing like TNT too. That when their win streak got snapped at 54 games by the Celtics a couple years back, the Cavs picked up their 54th win on that same night, and those were the back-to-back games on TNT.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'd be saying, man. So I want to get it right this week, man. It's tough. Like, this is a tough call, man. And I hate this because Thursday's been tricky for me too, man. Like Thursday is just like the hardest week of all of them.
Yeah, it's burned me a lot this year, Thursday night football. So.
I think it's gonna be about money, man. If I was everybody, because this is what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna bet tonight, but I'm playing Dallas point. That's what I'm doing. Because I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. Everybody thinks that shit's gonna be a blowout. It's not, man. It's not. I don't think so. So it's 7.5 points. So
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but like you said, man, you might go. Y'all want to throw $20 on the money line with Dallas? They won't. Should almost get you $100. So it won't be, you know. So.
All right.
You know, I got some. Have you did all your deposits this week, Zach?
No, I still got a lot of Sunday games left to do.
Yeah. So, the Ravens gonna get their first loss this week. Yep. So the Ravens gonna lose to Atlanta. Yep, that's gonna be easy.
All right, man. Hey, let's talk about that later because I gotta end this thing. I'm gonna go out to the chat real quick and I have to do something before I start the podcast. So I gotta wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
You have a good day. Good luck with your bet.
Yep.
All right, take care. All right. What's wrong? What do you mean it only helps when you upload the videos you were writing? I don't know what you're talking about. All the videos that I've ever posted are still up. I haven't taken anything down. I don't know what's going on here. What's not transparent? I haven't taken down any videos. I'm not sure what the problem is in the chat. So does anyone have an opinion on Thursday night football? Let's see. All right, we got a caller here. Hello, caller.
And the other thing is, you know, these games aren't based on common sense. Hello, caller. And it does seem that a lot of the games are set up to, you know,
Hello? All right. Well, somebody was playing an old video. I don't know. So anyway, you got to call in and say something if you want to be on the line. All right. Well, it doesn't look like we're having a very good conversation here in the chat. I don't see anybody really contributing anything. I mean, so I'm going to explain something to a lot of you who don't know better. Like, I don't know how long Richard Quinn's been around, but a lot of these people that hang around me are nothing but trolls. You know, my blog's been under attack by trolls 24/7. Look at how many trolls are signed up for the Patreon page. So, all right. Person calling in, do you have something to say?
The number suggests.
Okay. This looks like a troll right here. Why is he playing an old video and calling in? You know. Anyway, it's probably Tyler Clayton. I said to call in if you're not a coward today. That's probably how he calls in, playing an old video. Yeah, so anyway, I mean, anybody who doesn't appreciate the work, you can always leave. You know, you don't have to be here. So, you know, haters are going to hate. Just remember, nobody else figured out this code and how the games are scripted this way. You know, no one's called nearly as many championships as I have in their lifetime. Period. And that's a fact. You know, the other thing is, you know, you can pay people $100 a week for NFL picks, and they're a lot worse than mine on average. So, yeah, see, Tyler Clayton, I knew it was you because you're a little pathetic coward. You know, why do you call in and use your voice like a man instead of the little bitch girl that you are? Show me you're not a little bitch, Tyler Clayton, and call in and speak. Let's hear that little voice of yours. We already know who you are. Hello?
Hey, Zach, this is Rich. I wanted to explain to you what I observed in the chat.
Sure.
I was sticking up for you. A couple of those guys were saying that your picks are always wrong and that you're picking the favorite to win, and that in the past, I was sticking up that even if you start doing weekly games and missing some, that you still have credibility because you've called major sports championships, not just a game in the regular season. And they were saying, well, that was real easy to call all those championships when you only uploaded the videos that you were right. Well, I remember lots and lots of sports championship videos, so there's not too many in between there that you missed anyways. So that I was sticking up for you, and I followed all your videos for a little over a year, just to answer your question.
Yeah, I don't know what any of these people are talking about, saying that I mean, I've never cherry-picked videos or only uploaded certain videos. Every video I've ever uploaded has always stayed up. So,
yeah, and I agree. I mean, I probably watched almost nearly every video that I could on YouTube in the last 12, 13 months. That's why I do what I do every day, you know, because I got your back. I stand up for you, you know. So yeah, those guys are just accusing you of. They must have lost a couple bets and they're eating sour grapes. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and I noticed Sports Gematria in recent weeks is getting mad about things like he really wanted me to pick the Lions on Thanksgiving, and I was saying no, it made more sense for the Cowboys, and we were already talking about this, and then he kept saying, "Why aren't you going with the Lions? You should pick the Lions here." And I was like, "Because I like the Cowboys, man." So I've just noticed in recent weeks, like his.
You can make their own bet. You can listen to you, and if they want to go the other way, go the other way. You just don't put your house on it.
Sure. And I mean, anyone who's taking my advice on betting should be way up this season. I say to bet conservative, to do these parlays for the games we like. I mean, the amount of weeks you should have won on, you should be way ahead. And
exactly. So, I haven't even gotten into sports betting yet, dude, you know, because I'm sitting here just like preparing in life, and you know, I just got custody of my son, and I'm getting ready to make my move. You know what I mean? But I'm preparing for it. Right now, I'm not here for money like a lot of these guys are. I'm here to get your word out. I'm here to stand up. You know, you can make your money and stand up. You know, people can't just worry about themselves all the time.
Sure,
that's my opinion. That's where I want the fans to change their mindset.
Sure. So anyway, I mean, this is why doing work for sports gamblers isn't a thing, because I mean, the majority of people who are gamblers don't have the healthiest mindset in the first place. So, you know, I help out these people, and a lot of them still cry like little girls. So what can you do?
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that, Zach. Hey, did that Canadian radio show lady call you yet?
I haven't noticed a call, so.
Okay, she should be calling. And I wanted to introduce Natalie, who I don't know if you saw the type. She's a mod on your channel. She's now an admin, and we're going to get 30 more admins. So we're going to train one at a time. So we're building the page even more. But Natalie, who is a mod for you, she's now an admin on Daily Dose of Gematria. So if anyone's listening and wants to share Zach's work, take us 2 hours to train you to be an admin. And I'm getting ready for work myself, bro.
All right, man. Have a good day. You take care. Appreciate the call.
Yes, sir. No problem.
All right. See you. No, Tyler Clayton, if you want to call in, you're going to speak with your voice, not play videos like a douchebag. You know? What kind of tool like you sits on my Patreon and my YouTube all day and talks shit? I mean, what kind of pathetic fucking loser are you? Seriously. Who is Tyler Clayton? How about put your face on the screen? Let's see your ugly mug and what you're doing with your life. Sitting there all fucking day like a fucking loser, being the first person to comment on every fucking video talking shit out of your ass. No, we want to hear your voice, little bitch. That's what we want to hear, Tyler Clayton. The fucking loser that's you. That's what we want to hear. You know? We want to hear your voice. Yeah, I know he isn't worth it, but he's a fucking piece of shit, and he sits here all day and talks shit out of his ass, distorts stuff, makes shit up. How about post the real fucking record from this past weekend, cocksucker? 10-1 on picks that I suggested betting on. 10-1, that's called over 90%, not 50% like you posted. You know, how about if you're going to pick the things that I got wrong, how about you make a list of all the right predictions? Fucking piece of shit. You know, did you call what day a shooting was going to happen? What day a celebrity was going to die? Do you do it week after week like I do? No, you don't. You just sit here like a little bitch waiting all day for the next post so you can start talking shit with you and your group of fags, you know, that have nothing better to do. Yeah, you and Robert. How about you guys start making videos and upload them and put your face on the screen? You guys are paid your life. You're paid to sit here and troll. Think about how pathetic that is. You're a paid troll that just waits, you know, to come out from under the bridge when my next post is up. What a fucking joke. You guys belong as fertilizer in the pasture. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Leave them alone, Zach. You work too hard, man. Don't worry about them, man. You work too hard, man. You know why they doing that? Because we getting shit right now, Zach. What people hate, they hate when shit goes good.
But you see what they're doing, though? That's not the reason I'm getting mad is because of people like Sports Gematria, which are feeding into it now, which is getting annoying. So
yeah, because they being two-faced, Zach. You see, I call in every day, and I congratulate you because I'm real. But that's why I'm successful. That's why I win, because I don't hate. The motherfuckers hate, man. Do your fucking work. And I told you, when I told you 2 weeks ago, Zach, they wait on us. Nobody does work. Nobody calls in and gives their input. They wait on me or you, dog. You need to up your prices, dog. You might need to. Because that's the only way they're going to pay attention and respect shit. I watch these motherfuckers go online, go pay $100 to a handicapper, and the handicapper Wrigley gives them the wrong pick so they can keep coming back. That's just how people are, man. They're just stupid. They just dumb, dog. They goys. That's all they are, dog.
Well, yeah, and here's the absolute goy right here. But the thing is, he's probably not a goy. I'd imagine that most of the trolls here aren't actually goy. They're probably little mutilated peckers. But
yeah, man. And it's just like I be seeing motherfuckers be two-faced on there, and that's why I called in too, because I pay attention. You know, because they follow, man. Everybody follow. But we leaders, dog. That's why we leaders. You know what I mean? But don't worry about that, man. You're working too hard. You're doing your work, man. So don't worry about that, man. You're doing a good job. You know what I mean? And of course you're gonna have trolls on your neck. You're doing shit that they might pay these motherfuckers to do that shit. So we gotta be careful too a little bit. You know?
Right. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. I appreciate the call. You have a good one, man.
Be positive, man. Fuck them haters.
All right. Take care, dude. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Just sick of the trolling. It is really irritating. I've said myself, don't feed the trolls, but I see a lot of you, you're getting fed by the trolls, and now you're starting to act like the trolls yourselves. So I don't know why you're letting the plague become you. Yeah, exactly. I'm not lying about anything. It's the trolls that are lying and distorting all day, you know. Some of the most pathetic people on the planet, the trolls who've been on my shit for 5 years, man. Every single day. It doesn't matter if I post a blog post at 2 in the morning or 5 in the morning or in the middle of the afternoon. The trolls are there in 5 minutes every single day. It shows you that there's like a paid force of trolls or AI or something that's just there 24/7, 365. All right. So anyway, Tyler Clayton's irrelevant. Too much of a pussy to call in and use his own voice. He showed us what he is. All right. Until next time, True Seeker, I'll be back with the podcast here in just a minute.